Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us on this beautiful Saturday morning. We decided that we might try to do something a little bit different this weekend. We didn't get to record our podcast on Monday night like we typically would do. We were out of town. Got a little choked up at how excited I was. We were out of town. The Pillses obviously aren't here even still, but we thought we might just jump on this morning and hang out with you guys. We called it a Saturday morning board game podcast, Tantrum Talks live show.
Will's just adding things to the thing.
I don't know what it is. We just decided to hit record because we were here. So we are going to record our podcast episode live in just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I want to give you guys a couple seconds to connect with us if you're interested.
Yeah, Dennis is here. We've got people from Norway, Spain, all over the world. Welcome to the show. So this is going to be a little bit different of a show because when we do start the podcast recording, we will still try to interact with you via the chat function, but not interact with you via looking at the camera.
Unless you say something super awesome that totally distracts me, and then there's no promises.
So that's likely to happen.
Yeah, that's very likely to happen.
So we'll apologize to our podcast listeners as well for having to endure that, but we thought it'd be fun to just hang out with you guys a little bit this morning. Yeah. We do have some stuff coming up, which I'm sure we'll talk about in the podcast too, but we might as well shout them out to you guys now so you know. Kevin, give us the rundown on the calendar.
Yeah, so some live videos coming up this week, or this upcoming week. Thursday, we will be doing a live playthrough of the new hot game from Stonemaier Games, Pendulum. That'll be a 4-player game. Jonah, Sarah, Melissa, and I will be doing that on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and look forward to that. And then we'll also be doing a review of that as well. But then the next live video will be next Saturday morning, and that will be at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and that'll be our regular Saturday morning board game show. We've got some cool stuff to show you on that. So those are our next 2 live shows.
Should be fun.
Although on Friday we're going live on
Facebook. Yes,
on
Melissa.
Facebook.
So many lives.
So Melissa and I will be doing a live playthrough on Facebook, on Tantrum House's Facebook page, probably around noon. And that will be a live play of The Night Cage, which is a co-op tile laying game, and it's pretty fun. Pretty fun game. You'll have to tune in to check that out.
And which day is that?
That's Friday, July 17th, because I know my months. July 17th, and that'll be at noon Eastern Time. And yeah, looking forward to that. That's from Smirk and Laughter.
Stuff. So are you guys pretty much ready?
So I just wanted to let them know what our segments were so they can sort of...
Oh yeah. Give them the rundown.
So we will have multiple different segments. The first segment's us sort of talking about games we've been playing. The second segment is a quick shout out to our sponsor. Then we go to a board game news segment. Is that the right order?
Sure.
Sure it is now.
And lock it in.
Or maybe. We'll see what happens.
And then do we have an interview with Kurt Covert on our Facebook group? Is that also a thing?
It is. That's gonna be woo.
I think we have a calendar.
I know.
I can't figure out and check.
Yeah.
Yes.
July 16th, we'll be interviewing Kurt Covert from Smirk and Dagger Games
on
our Facebook group, Board Games Launching on Kickstarter.
Woo.
Also that.
So we have the board game news segment. Then we go to our Kickstarter conniption segment, which is basically us talking about upcoming Kickstarters for the upcoming week. And then we have an interview, which you won't be able to see here, but you'll have to tune in to the actual podcast,
Listen
which will go live Monday night, and you'll have to see what the differences were as you hear the audio and and you're seeing on video. That'd be kind of fun. So.
Oh yeah, you're gonna miss the special effects, all those cool.
That's okay.
Y'all heard that in your head, right?
That's right.
That was. Cool. All right, so I think we're probably ready to jump in.
Yes. Do we know how we're ending the podcast?
We do not. Who knows? Well, I could do a little unboxing at the end if we want to do that. We could.
That's a great podcast.
We could do that after the podcast.
After the podcast.
But before we end the video.
We'll tell them to go back to watch the video that already went live.
I like that idea.
Time Travel World.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah, and that will kind of lead into a little bit of Kickstarter conversation as we talk about that too. So.
Oh, wow. As Game Found? Yes. Oh, can we end with our Game Found news?
Yes.
Good. Let's do that.
Sweet. It's gonna be good. All right. So we're already live here. 14 people watching. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're gonna pretend to ignore you, but not really. We're gonna love interacting with you in words.
Is anybody actually watching the chat?
It sounds great.
Okay, good. I'll try and keep watching this on the chat.
All right, cool. So
So
you're
much
gonna hit the
multitasking.
records.
I can do it. I'm going to do the board, the chat,
test.
and do the news segment.
We're running live. We're gonna switch the camera at some point.
Maybe I'll jump on the chat.
Okay, maybe so.
That's a good idea.
That's probably a good idea. Since
All right.
I actually almost forgot to push record.
I was gonna make sure that was my next thing. Like, hey, we're going live, man. Go.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
3, 2, do it. You get to watch me head bob in the background. Good job muting me.
I know when to mute.
My hope is that someday I'll be able to actually quote exactly the intro. I'm like halfway there.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Boardwalk, purveyor of fine games.
The new classics. This is really riveting, but we're listening to the intro to our podcast.
Gotta time it just right.
Here we go.
Getting close.
5 seconds. What's that?
You're gonna go before me for the hello, right?
Yeah.
You're about to arrive.
Hello, and welcome to the show. Today we got Will Meadows.
Sarah Meadows.
Kevin Dell.
Melissa Dell.
Jonah do.
In
the house.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in for yet another, hopefully, fantastic episode. Today we're doing things a little bit differently. We're actually recording this on a Saturday, which is off our normal schedule, so we'll see how we can roll with all that. But because we're doing it on Saturday, we're also doing it live on YouTube, so if you want to go back and see all the exciting faces behind the microphones, go check out our YouTube live, what's that called, playlist, and you
Yes.
can see exactly what was going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. What have we been playing?
We've been playing lots of fun things, but I've mostly been playing them at the beach this past week.
Whoa. You guys got a little beach vacation last
We
week.
did, got a
That
little
was nice.
workation in, had a client that I was meeting with, and had an opportunity to stay at their adjoining home. Had a lot of fun surfing in the morning, which was pretty great.
I heard you enjoyed surfing.
I did, first time ever.
Very cool.
I feel like I was,
He's a natural.
yeah, I feel like I was pretty good. I might have to buy a surfboard here soon.
I'd love to hear what our fans if they like surfing, they don't like surfing. That'd be interesting.
If they're
to
good
hear.
at it, if they imagine me being good at it. We'll post a picture so you can believe the truth. Had some fun doing that, did some great meetings. Didn't get too many actual gameplays in
It's okay.
while we were there, but we did get to play some fun stuff before we left. We talked about some of those on the past episodes. I had a lot of fun this past week playing the Back to the Future game.
Back to the Future.
Well, there's two of them.
There's two, right, and I don't know which one it was.
Dice Through Time is the one we played.
Okay.
That was the one where you're actually moving through different time periods.
I thought that was pretty
pick up another-
fantastic.
Yep, I think we rocked it too.
Oh yeah, it was admittedly either we're really good at it.
We played the advanced version. We didn't play the insane version. I think we should try the insane version sometime,
Gotta
which
try
is
it next time.
basically going as hard as you can.
Yeah.
About the most difficult.
Yeah, so if you want to hear like a rundown of how the game is played, we did talk about that on our previous episode, and you can get all the details on the differences between the two games, but did very much enjoy it, really enjoyed the theme. I actually do want to try the other one now,
Oh, do
just
you?
because of the theme.
Okay, well, Melissa and I actually just recorded a comparison video between the two.
Okay.
Back to the Future, back to back.
Back to
Very
back.
nice, very nice.
And we talked about the pros and cons for each of them, and that will go live Thursday, July 16th. So you
Sweet.
can check that out on our YouTube channel.
Get the actual lowdown on both of them.
Jonah and Melissa and I were able to play Fort.
Yep.
That's from Leader Games. I believe the pre-order is happening now for that game. It's a deck building game. What'd you think?
I liked it actually. It was unique to me because normally in deck builders you've got kind of a chance to build your deck and like kind of string your cards together and get like the bonuses or whatever. And in this one, you were building your deck, but at the same time you weren't.
Because
You can lose your cards.
cards.
And so it's pretty much like every time it comes to your turn, you're only going to be able to use so many, and then the rest of them just have the ability to be stolen. So it makes it interesting.
I know, right?
This sounds incredible.
It's fun.
Do you lose them forever, or like they just go back into your draw deck?
They can be stolen. Like
To the other deck.
my turn. So if I've got 10 cards in my hand, on my turn I draw 5.
Yeah.
Or you're right. If I have 10 cards in my deck,
Yeah.
on my turn I draw 5. Maybe I use 3 of them because of how the gameplay is, and the
That's
2
still
that I didn't use have to go in front of me and like the the yard.
Yeah.
In the yard.
And on your turn, when you go to draft a card, like you know, you can buy one from the. You
Right.
can draft my cards that are in the yard. So
all right.
you can.
So there's this communal, like the theme, the fort theme is very kid, like you're building forts, you're getting pizza and toys, so it has that sort of yards, parks, all that terminology in the game.
Friends, you're getting friends into your deck.
Yeah.
So basically,
You're stealing people's
could,
friends.
Like, Jonah's friends
Just
to
got
come
real-
over to my fort.
Real serious there.
This is really
but
funny.
you can't
My
ever
friend now.
steal their best friends.
That's right.
Oh.
You start.
Because they're best friends
always
forever?
Stick with you.
Yeah, you do have a couple of best friends that you start with. It's hilarious because you have your best friends.
That's pretty great.
And you're trying to build your fort up. You're trying to get points by comboing the cards. The other cool mechanic in fort is the follow mechanic.
Yep.
Yeah, so basically on your turn, you can play one card, and some of those cards can be influenced, enhanced by other cards in the same suit. Now, the suits are like skateboards and glue and water guns and those sort of things. So I play a skateboard card that lets me get the number of toys based on the number of skateboards. So if I have 2 other skateboard cards in my hand, I put them there and I can get 3 toys. Now, everyone else, if they have a skateboard card in their hand, can play that card and take the top action of the card I've played. Most cards also have a private action that the person whose turn it is can do that. No one can follow that. So that's one way to get cards out of your hand on other players' turns so you don't have to put them in the yard to have a chance to be stolen.
Cool.
Because, it is very interesting.
Oh, yes.
I can only play this one action card. I can maybe enhance it. Everything else I'm trying to play on other people's turns.
Yep. I think it's interesting because I played this multiple times now, and for a few of the games, getting to the fort first basically getting to the highest level fort ends the game, and that happened multiple times. We just played recently where the deck of friends ran out, and that's another end game trigger. I've never had that happen before. But there's other cards that let you really go through the deck. And I was not expecting that because I was like, I'm just gonna build my fort up and win the game. Oh wait! The deck of friends is out.
And then whoever has the highest at that point wins.
Whoever has
or
the
what's
most points basically at that point wins. So
Interesting. Who is it? Who publishes it?
it's Leader Games.
Oh, okay.
The artwork is going to be very similar to Root.
So wait, is
and
that what you played live? What did you play live on Facebook yesterday?
we played Glenmore 2 Chronicles.
Glenmore. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
you can check that out.
I
as
only
well.
peeked at it for a moment, and it looked like it had wooden root-like meeples.
Yeah. Those are just little your clan meeples for Glenmore 2.
Sorry.
They have
wires.
kilts on.
Nice.
They were stickers we had to apply.
Oh, even better.
Melissa and I also played a game, actually multiple games, 24 games.
What?
Of My City
Oh, wow.
from Cosmos. This is a legacy tile laying game. Legacy
So 24 is the entire thing?
24 is the
Way to
entire
go,
thing.
way to
It's
go.
8 chapters with 3 games in each chapter. So, and each game is about 30 minutes long. So you can get through a chapter in basically an hour and a half, which is basically one big game.
You just dedicated 24 hours to this game? Love it. You should have just done a marathon right then and
And then
there.
24 divided by 2, 12 hours.
Oh, divided by 12?
Divided by 2,
Okay.
because
I
30
thought you
minutes
said
a
it
game.
took an hour. Okay, sorry.
30 minutes a game. So,
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
And
go
this
for
is
it.
one of the Spiel des Jahres nominees.
yeah.
So we did want to try to play it to have, now that we've played all of the Spiel and the Kenner Spiel
You can
games.
confidently announce the winner?
I can confidently announce who I think will win each category.
And Kevin
Nice.
actually just did a video about that.
So
What?
tune in Monday on our YouTube channel, and I go through the Spiel and the Kenner Spiel, all 6 games, and I tell you which one I think will win each category.
I'm just going to say that I think I should go to the beach and surf every week if Kevin is going to get this much accomplished while I'm away.
Well, Melissa's been taking some time off work, so it's actually been very helpful,
Oh,
and I
okay,
don't know if she
cool.
likes it or not.
I know, I was like, wow, I'm doing a lot more work right now. Maybe I shouldn't.
So here's the thing about My City.
Editing.
Going back to My City real quick is we played a 2-player game. It goes up to 4 players, so we could hand it off to Will and Sarah. If you guys really are interested in it, you could play another 2-player game.
Oh, 'cause you
Campaign.
didn't
campaign,
use-
because we didn't play the other 2 players. You could actually go through the campaign twice with two times. But if you play 3 or 4, you can't, because
Interesting.
you're using all the stickers and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
lots of stickers. You're not really destroying anything, but you're placing stickers on your board, you're writing on it, you're filling things in.
Yep.
So it is a
Permanent
one-time
alteration.
campaign. But the game also has the Eternal game. So there's
Yes.
2 sides to each player board, and one side is for the campaign, and the other side is to just play it like a normal game.
Which we've also played. So we actually played more than 24 games. Just to try it out, just to see what it's like. And I will say, love the Legacy game a lot more than just the Eternal game. It's got some of the same things going on, but I just feel like knowing what you can accomplish in the Legacy game, the Eternal game's okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed the changes from chapter to chapter. You were opening envelopes and potentially revealing new components, definitely new rules and scoring opportunities. So it was a aspect of thinking on your feet and how do I adjust my strategy now to deal with this new aspect of the game during the Legacy.
Cool. Makes sense.
All right, let's move into a shout out to our episode sponsor.
This episode is sponsored by Roll Camera, the filmmaking board game. It's on Kickstarter right now. This is for 1 to 4 players, and it's a cooperative or solo dice worker placement game with some resource management and a central geometric puzzle. And the theme is that you are a shooting crew making a movie or TV show, and you are using all of those different resources to bring it all together: director, producer, cinematographer, editor, production designer, or the star. And that is Roll Camera, the filmmaking board game.
All right, we're going to move into our board game news segment. Today in the news, we have 3 items to talk about.
In our breaking news segment, Stonemaier Games has announced their one big game for the year, and that is Pendulum. It is a turnless worker placement game that uses sand timers. Now, we are going to be doing a playthrough of this on Thursday night. A live playthrough, and the date for that is?
July 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
And then we'll also have a review video coming out a few weeks later. Both of these videos will be before the pre-order window for the game, which is happening at the beginning of August.
In current events, Pandemic Legacy Season 0.
Is it happening in real life?
Yes. Actually, this happened already in real
I know,
life.
in January, right?
No. This game is set in the early 1900s, so it may have been a previous pandemic. So check out Pandemic Legacy Season 0 from Z-Man Games. They have a trailer you can check out to get some content.
And our last news item is in technology. Niantic announced a new augmented reality game. You might have heard about this, like little trailers or teasers. This new augmented reality game is Catan World Explorers. So you're familiar with Pokemon Go.
Yes.
And you're familiar with the Harry Potter augmented reality. This one is...
You had me at Pokemon Go.
Okay.
And lost us at...
Yeah.
Catan.
Is anyone still playing Harry Potter? You let us know. Give it a shout out.
What is that, Wizards Unite?
It did look cool. I played it for a week.
I tried Wizards Unite. It was... I still have it downloaded, but I haven't played it in a while. This one is going to be basically the same, massive, the multiplayer augmented reality. You're transforming the entire Earth into one giant game of Catan. So...
It sounds interesting. I'll give it a shot.
I don't know. You know what I would like to see for an augmented reality game? Is Ticket to Ride. I think that would be cool.
Yes. Where you actually have to travel.
Right, you have to travel to get to the new
Create
places
routes.
and create routes and stuff like that. I think you could do that.
That'd
I
be
don't know,
interesting.
like, how are you going to trade? How are you going to collect wood and sheep?
And the beauty of the Pokemon thing is like just endless collecting of unique things. There's only like 5 resources in Catan. I don't know what you're... I got more wood! Yeah! So excited! Oh, wait, another tree! I can't believe it!
Oh, I can't build my thing there because you put a road there.
Right.
Yeah.
The robber. I do think the robber could be interesting.
That would be fun.
We have to stop because our SD card has limited space remaining.
Oh, good to know.
So we're going to stop
Pause.
recording.
Let me grab my thing. We'll delete some old stuff off. Good thing we're
Hey,
live.
you know what?
live.
It's in live, and we can talk to our viewers here.
Speaking
ask
of
us
Ticket to
questions
Ride,
that we can't
I
answer.
actually did play that over the last week and beat a person that I was playing by 100 points.
100 points.
Whoa.
They didn't complete any of their
Oh no.
paths, and I completed like all of mine. It was like they had like 23, and I had like 129 or something.
This
What?
is
It
famous.
was crazy.
Did they get a lot of negative points?
Yeah, because they didn't complete anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was crazy though. I was
We-
like 100 points.
Wow. We also played a Ticket to Ride recently.
Yeah.
Ticket to Ride Pennsylvania.
Oh, cool.
With the stocks.
Yep.
We really like that one.
I've only ever played the regular one, the 1959 or something. What's the year? 1959.
For
I want to Ticket to Ride, like the expansion.
Oh, the 1929.
29. There it is. Yep.
1912
And
and
then,
1910.
Oh, is it those two?
or is it those two?
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Anyway,
One of them,
one of those. Is it the U.S.
In-
version or the Europe one?
the U.S.
Okay,
version, and I
cool.
played the Europe version. So I don't think I played the one that you were
Has
just
expansion.
talking about.
Oh, the Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
It has UK on one side and Pennsylvania on the other.
Uh-huh.
It's a big map.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's cool. Switzerland's fun. France is okay.
Are there different rules in the game, or
Oh
is it
yeah,
literally
everyone
okay,
gives you different rules.
Okay.
Africa was interesting. The China one, you can play teams.
Asia.
Cool.
China, Asia.
Legendary Asia.
Yeah.
There's 2 Asian maps, and one of them's a team, so you can play up to 6 players.
Cool.
Yeah.
Matt says he played Tapestry last night.
Oh,
Hey.
Tapestry. Did you know Tapestry's getting an expansion?
Ooh. Insider
I heard about
information
that
coming.
recently, and I'm
Yeah.
very
Is
excited.
it news? Should be on the news segment.
Well, he's already announced that there's going to be
Oh.
an expansion to it, so.
All right. Should have more
Should
space.
have more. Here we go.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta.
So what
How close
are
am
we
I?
rolling into?
I can't.
Sagecraft played Gloomhaven.
Is it right there?
Original
Yes.
Gloomhaven or the new?
Oh wait, someone's asking about Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
Because I can talk about the old version. Jonah can talk about the Jaws of the Lion.
Sure.
Hit OK on there.
Okay. Looks good.
Are we rolling into?
We're just gonna do
Kickstarter connection?
because I think we could do a nice endpoint there. Ryan can end it, and we can just do.
Yep.
Let's
Sounds.
start our
makes sense.
Kickstarter conniption segment, and then
Cool.
Sarah can do that.
All right.
Are we talking about
Am
Gloomhaven
I
first?
going after Sarah?
We
or
could
you?
talk a little bit about
Gloomhaven.
Gloomhaven before we hit record.
So, I'm gonna cheat.
Do it.
Cheat.
Okay, so also this last week I played Quirky Circuits
Yeah.
from Plaid Hat Games,
Okay.
and I'm impressed because it's really lightweight. Play with kids over 10 for sure,
Okay.
but it plays out of a flip book.
Like
and-
Jaws of the Lion?
Yeah, like Jaws of the Lion, and I think that is so cool. It makes it so easy to do the different scenarios because the book is like
Love it.
100 pages. So you just flip it open
one
and
that you're going
start
to.
at the beginning and read the left-hand side and place all the stuff on the board and go for it.
Matt just asked if we have a copy of Pendulum. Yes, we do,
Yes,
Matt.
you do.
And we will be doing a live playthrough Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so you can check that out on our channel. And, yes, people are asking podcast show. People are just joining.
Yeah.
So, real quick more about Pendulum.
Doing a thing.
We'll be doing a review video at the end of the month as well, but check out the live playthrough. It'll definitely, you get a feel for the game watching that, because it's really hard to explain. Like,
It is.
you can explain it, but like comprehending it.
Yeah,
is
it's
another
so
thing.
Have to
much
do
easier
it.
just to watch somebody
Yeah,
play it.
yeah.
It makes more sense watching.
Yeah, than to try to describe it on a podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, and I do think the rulebook has been released.
Yeah, but there's one thing reading the
Right.
rules. Even I read the rules. I'm like, I have to play. You have to play this one. It's one of those ones you have to either experience.
Jump in
or,
and do
Yep.
a very quick
Yep.
round, and then you realize this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yep. So yes, this is a podcast show. We are trying something different. So anyway,
Let us know what you think. Really, we with us not looking at you, is it engaging on YouTube or is it like we just rather listen to the podcast?
Right, because we're taking a bit of a pause because we had a technical difficulty, but we will start sort of ignoring you again in
What?
a moment.
I won't ignore you.
All right. So I'm gonna push record here in a second. We're gonna move to our Kickstarter. Someone want to say?
Give us that shout out, Jonah.
You can say. Well, all you have to say is we're gonna
Yeah,
jump
now
into our
it's
Kickstarter.
time to
connection.
Shout. That's not a
Yeah,
shout.
you're right.
but-
I'm sorry.
All right, I'm ready.
And then Sarah will do it. Are you going to me first? Because I
Yeah,
need to
I
get
don't
my.
know.
like usual.
All right, Melissa
I
can
got
go
it.
first.
Pull up your
And I'll
face.
throw it to you.
I love that. I love that. Hold on. Let me get my thing up here.
Here's what it looks like behind the scenes.
Night
Yep.
Cage. All right. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
All right. Kickstarter conniption.
Go
Hit
ahead.
Record. Thank you.
And now let's jump into our Kickstarter conniption. Sarah, start us off.
episode, we're talking about 5 games coming to Kickstarter the week of July 13th, 2020. One coming this week is Dollars to Donuts. This is from Crafty Games, and this is a designer team of Molly Johnson, Robert Melvin, and Sean Stankiewicz, and art is from Dylan Mangini. And this is a tile puzzle game. You are in a donut shop buying donuts. You'll spend your money to buy what's available up on the board, and you'll add that tile to your own player board.
But wait for it.
The fun thing is, you do not have to place the tile completely on your board. They can hang off the edge.
Isn't that dumbly, mind-blowing?
I know!
We so live within our box.
I know, we confine ourselves to this
weird
little
liberation
box.
of I can place it here? Really?
Yes.
So what's the purpose of the board then?
It's to trigger the end game.
Oh, okay. So it fills up or something?
Yes.
Oh,
The game ends once somebody fills their whole board. Now you don't get to score donuts that you match up. So the tiles have donut halves on them. And if you match a donut completely, like the chocolate side with the chocolate side, then you'll gain a victory point token. If you mismatch them, you will gain money that you can then later spend.
Just like in a real
I know, it's how is that thematic? I'm trying to pull that in there.
You sell it. Maybe you sell the donut.
Or, yeah. Sure.
It's more expensive for a donut.
I mean, I kind of remember this Brian Regan bit of the donuts with half sprinkles. So that's kind of what happens in the game. And you can then use your donuts that you've completed for victory points to fulfill customer orders that will gain you more points. There's some set collection with that. And you just keep playing until somebody has completely filled in their board.
You don't actually score anything that falls off the board. So while you can lay the tiles however you want to, it gives you a lot of freedom. You don't, if the donuts are hanging off the edge, you don't actually score them. So,
that's important news.
Exactly.
Yes. Otherwise, you just hang everything off the edge in it. Yeah. So anyway, this is Dollars to Donuts coming from Crafty Games. Will and I have a preview video if you'd like to see a little more of the game in play.
It's tasty.
It is tasty. Melissa.
On July 14th, Grail Games is bringing Whale Riders to Kickstarter. This is for 2 to 6 players. It's designed by Reiner Knizia. And the artist, Kevin, is Vincent Dutray.
I know, Vincent Dutray, my favorite.
So it's really whimsical looking. You have people riding these whales. One of them's a narwhal.
It's pretty cool.
Very colorful, interesting art in it. And basically you are taking your actions to move down this board to collect tiles. It's a set collection game. You also have cards in your hand that show specific combinations of resource tiles that you need to play in order to get points. Some of the tiles are points themselves. Pearls are points in this game. And it's has a little bit of a race aspect to it. Some people like to go fast because you go down the board and then back up to the board.
I find that interesting in the game. It's not like you're going back up and down the coastline. You're basically traveling down the coastline all the way to the bottom and then traveling back up one time, and you got to collect all your resources before you get to the end.
Right, because the final space, once you get back up to the top, has some point tiles with several pearls on them. So you spend, once you're at the top, all you do on your turns is spend money that hopefully you've collected to buy those points. But other people who haven't come all the way up can be still getting tiles down along the coast to try to fulfill cards.
Yeah, I don't think they mentioned that the fulfilling of objectives you can do throughout the whole game. So you are spending your tiles you're collecting throughout the game.
To get points and money. And as the game goes on, the tiles become more expensive because you'll start drawing tiles that clog up the row of resources on each space. So
tell me about components. Are they actual pearls? Are they?
No, they're just tiles. They're just tiles with pearl pictures on them.
And we had a prototype that we played with. Yeah. That is Whale Riders coming July 14th from Grail Games, and Kevin has a preview video of this so you can see the components and the beautiful art.
On
in
July
it.
14th, that'll go live.
Kevin.
Smirk and Laughter is launching The Night Cage, and this is a 1 to 5 player game. And this is where players are trying to escape a maze that changes when the light vanishes.
What?
Every player is a prisoner in the game in this grid-based board.
And it's cooperative, correct?
Thank you. This is a cooperative game. Everyone basically is holding a candle, and you can see the tiles adjacent to you. You start moving, the tiles behind you that you can't see anymore, basically that you're not adjacent to anymore, disappear from the board. And if you go back, you're drawing new tiles, so the actual board is changing. The tiles are changing.
I like it.
It's so interesting.
I'm scared already.
I know. There are some monsters that you will pull. They're basically tiles in the stack that you're gonna be pulling. You don't want to interact with those guys. They are bad. You could fall through pits because some of the floor is cracked. So if you stay in a space too long, you're gonna fall through the pit, come back on the board somewhere else. The object of the game is for all players to find a key, which are basically tiles that are randomly shuffled into the stack of tiles. Finding a key, everyone's got to find their own key. Everyone's got to get to one of the gates. They all have to arrive at one of the gates at the same time.
The same gate.
The same gate at the same... they have to all congregate there. They don't have to get there at the same time, but they have to eventually all get there. And they all have to turn their key in unison to escape the night cage.
This sounds like a good movie. This could be a movie potential. Let's think about
Which is
that.
this is really interesting to me because Smirk and Laughter is a imprint of Smirk and Dagger games, and to me this feels like a Smirk and Dagger, but because it's co-op, you're all working together. That's why
the
Smirk
determining. Wow.
but I think they should call it like Smirk and Evil Laughter or something like that. So that is The Night Cage coming from Smirk and Laughter on July 14th. Jonah.
Yeah, on July 15th, coming to Kickstarter, is Werewolf of River's End. And this is published by Games with Teeth, which I think is the coolest name to date.
To date.
Games with Teeth. Anyway, it's designed by Michael Langford, and the artist is Anthea Wright. It is a hidden movement deduction adventure game. So one player is playing as the werewolf that is injured, trying to escape the townsfolk. And it says the townsfolk get to set the board and where the werewolf can and can't go, within reason and within the rules. And then as the werewolf moves, of course, keeping its movement hidden, it's scaring people and it's leaving bloody bandages because it's injured. And the townspeople are trying to search for it. They can leave poison or food down for the werewolf. They can set areas of the board on fire, which sounds crazy. And it's just their job to track down and kill the werewolf. Traps and sabotage and stuff like that. So, hidden movement game coming from Games with Teeth, and that is launching on Kickstarter on July 15th.
Will is looking at, just refer to myself in the third person, The Shivers, which is, let me read the small print on this because it's a cool name, a pop-up tabletop mystery adventure.
Cool.
It's a pop-up book game, which I love the concept of. The art for it looks incredible. It's from designer Andy Logan, and it's illustrated by William Tiller. It's for 2 to 4 players. It's basically an escape room. It's a horror, murder, mystery, puzzle game. It takes about an hour to play each round, which is cool. I think they're maybe targeting it for entry-level, younger players. They definitely admit that it's like a family-friendly game, so that's good, since it's a horror game. Maybe it's not too horrible.
Maybe it's more mystery.
Mystery, let's go with that. But it's basically role-playing storytelling. Each scenario takes about an hour. There is some tile placement in the game as well, which I don't know how that could work, but that sounds super interesting. And really the fantastic thing is the art. You definitely need to check this out. Take a look at it, The Shivers, because the pop-up pages look incredible. Each one is its own little world, which is pretty awesome. You'll play it kind of like an escape room, and man, it just looks super cool. So I want to actually touch this and feel it and see how it pops up, because it looks amazing. The Shivers. Sarah, do you want to?
She did.
Are we
I
done?
didn't talk about
You already did it!
donuts.
You're so fast!
You kind of jumped in on my segment too, but that's okay because
That's
you have played it.
It was fun.
That's good. We have an interview, and we want to welcome our house guest, and he's going to be talking about Ascension Tactics, the deck building miniatures game. Let's welcome him to the house.
Hey! See how we do that? When are we recording that interview?
I already
Oh, got it. All right, sweet.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait a second.
Note to Ryan, 10 minutes in. Thanks,
Yeah.
Ryan, for editing this podcast, brought to you Monday morning by Ryan, who's not here. All right, so the wrap-up plan is, what are we talking about?
Game found.
Game found, Kickstarter,
It's going live Monday, right?
hang around, we'll unbox a new gadget that we got for our Kickstarter.
Okay.
Bye!
It was great talking to Justin about all the cool things with Ascension. I'm really looking forward to seeing the game produced.
Yeah, I am too. I got a chance to play this at Gamma. Very slick. Really loved how streamlined the rules were and how meaty the gameplay was at the same time. I think, are we doing a preview video? Is that coming out?
We may be doing a video because the some other content creators are still working on theirs.
So if they send it to us in time,
That's right.
you guys will get a chance to try it out. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely like Ryan's type of game. Like there's the area control mini part of it, but it's also got the deck building, which his brain is all on both of those. So I want to try it out with him, so he can probably beat me at it. And hopefully it'll be fun for everyone. Speaking of fun for everyone, was that a good time?
Sure, go for it.
Sure. We will be opening up late pledges on Game Found from our Tantrum House Season 7 Kickstarter campaign.
To the world?
To the world.
What?
And free worldwide shipping
On
on
sale.
our promos.
So people can go to GameFound.com and just search Tantrum House and they'll find
Yep.
us?
Yes, you can.
And
On
when is
Monday.
that?
Or you can go to our
Monday.
Kickstarter campaign, see what's available, and click the link there as well.
Oh, cool.
Both ways.
Yeah, we'll try to put links everywhere, social media and stuff, but we...
Oh, like an update?
Right.
Oh.
We should definitely put together one of those before Monday. So yeah, when this goes live, please go check it out. We've got a bunch of promo cards still available from a number of publishers. Maybe not all of them, but the vast majority we still have some copies of. We do have a couple like t-shirts and other awesome things that we had during our campaign that if you missed it, which I appreciate. A lot of people have reached out and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry I missed your campaign. Is there, anything I can do to get in, support you guys, and get some cool swag?" And yes, the answer is now yes. So check our
The answer is
website,
now yes.
check Facebook, check all the places. We will have the majority, a lot of pieces still available, and we'd love for you guys to be able to get your hands on that good stuff. I think if you're watching this live, we're gonna do something fun, so go check out the live. But one of the cool gadgets that we were able to purchase as a result of you guys' generous support was a brand new computer, which I'm pretty excited about.
So Will can do more work.
That's right.
That's the purpose.
More work, here it comes. So yeah, we were able to buy some new equipment. We got Studio J set up with a new lens for the camera. We were trying to shoot their videos with a 100mm lens. It was exciting.
Wow.
So doing that now with better lens, better equipment, new light. We were also able to get another computer, which would be great for trying to render. Our cameras are capable of shooting in 4K. Our computers are not as capable of rendering and exporting all of that data. So we're hoping to be able to up our game on presentation value, and we thank
Our
you
backers
for
Our Back to the Future game is uploaded in 4K now.
What?
Heyo.
Technology.
Yep.
Look at all those bits in detail. Cool. I think that pretty much wraps up our episode. That was quick. I'm getting cut off. The music's coming. Thank you guys so much for joining us. See you next time. Bye.
All right, we can talk.
And we're up. Cool.
So that's the end of our recording episode, but we are still here to chat with all of you.
Yeah. Looks like someone was playing Escape from Scooby-Doo or something like that. Melissa and I played that one.
It's up there on the
Yes,
shelf somewhere.
I have a how
Can you
to
see it?
play
Yep.
video for that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right above Kevin's head, if you look close.
What's everyone's favorite polyomino game? Say Feast for Odin. Melissa plays Feast for Odin.
I did play it once. I would like to play it again. There's a lot going on.
I think that one would be one of my top games. Just have not gotten it to the table.
You know which one I like are the, are we doing this? Hold on just a second. The polyomino game that...
Can't wait any longer.
Cottage Garden. It's a really cool, relaxing game. It's got that series with
Wheelbarrow.
Yeah, Wheelbarrow. I like that one.
Isle of Cats. I really
Oh,
love that
Melissa
one.
likes
It
the
does
Isle of
also
Cats
have the
one, yeah.
card drafting, action selection aspect to it.
Calico.
I don't know if I was just lucky, but I played that for the first time, Isle of Cats, at TantrumCon, and I crushed it.
Cool.
Like, doubled most of the people's scores at the table. I think they were being nice to me.
Looking,
That
I have a
probably
lot
means
of
you cheated.
food.
Will.
Definitely,
Probably
definitely
means you cheated.
has
So
potential
true.
Yeah.
for cheating.
So.
All right, Will really wants to open his his.
So I got notified that this came in the mail like 3 days ago. Look at that, it just has an easy open tab.
Oh, you were on vacation.
I couldn't open it. I was like, sitting
I
there.
texted him a picture. I'm like, hey, Will, look what came in the mail.
He did. I was surprised it wasn't already opened like on the table.
But I don't like Mac.
Oh,
stuff.
thank you for not liking Mac. I'm excited about this. If it's the slow open. That's like.
So this is
More
better.
board games
This is
need to have
better than
cardboard
your
this
current laptop because why?
It has like 4 times the RAM for
Okay.
one. My normal laptop doesn't have a graphics video card other than like the built-in what comes with it. Oh,
Oop,
things on the ground.
dropping
Good.
things.
Dropping
already.
things already.
Power block.
Just the power block.
So this guy should hopefully like quadruple my export time. So.
Okay, so my 4K video that I did for Back to the Future is an 8-minute video. It exported the 4K in 6 minutes.
What?
Wow, your new computer.
Yeah.
Nice. That's beautiful. Yes.
But it uploaded to
Usually-
YouTube in 30 minutes.
That sounds right. Like high-speed internet. Typically, I can render a 7-minute review in about 20 minutes on this one.
But that's just 1080.
Right, exactly. Not
I'm telling you, you'll be able to do 4K with that thing.
lightning bolts. It's so clean.
So back on the Polyominoes,
Oh,
the
sure.
Magnificent,
Immediately
someone's
comes
waiting
on,
for the US
charged.
launch. I really enjoyed the Magnificent.
So I believe somehow Will was, or Melissa, someone was up at,
Will and Ryan went to PAX Unplugged
you did went to PAX Unplugged last year, and they had a few copies available for purchase.
of
and
the Magnificent.
Of Magnificent.
Oh, yes.
And I said, Will, just buy it. And I'm glad we bought it.
Yes.
So.
I agree. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I
You
buy it
didn't
and
get
I didn't even get to buy it.
We can play it sometime.
Cool, yeah, that was pretty
You
meaty,
bought
right?
it.
Wasn't
It's
that
at
like
Kevin's
a-
house.
That's right. That's how it goes, I understand.
Don't complain. I'll stop working.
I'm not complaining. You keep on cranking. If you want to borrow a war chest, you just let me know.
For those of you who don't know, Kevin has had multiple opportunities to play war chess, and it just has not happened.
On
In
purpose
over
now.
a year. Now it's on purpose.
It's on
Like, I'm not
purpose
playing
now.
that.
I'm sorry, I can't play that.
Not playing one of the best games we got on our shelf.
I really would love to play war chess sometime, but
Even
It's
I
fun.
played war
Maybe
chess.
one day.
maybe someday.
It's fun. We're
Thank-
just gonna have to
thank-
do it live.
Thanks, Jenna.
We're gonna hype it up.
Dude, that's a good idea.
Get everybody watching.
What if it's like a surprise? Like,
And
what if
then
we're just
just-
like, we tell
oh,
Kevin,
yeah.
oh yeah, we're doing a playthrough of blah, blah, blah,
Yep.
and then he just shows up and he's
It's-
like, what?
And war chest is set up.
Or maybe it's
the
a
crowning-
stretch goal in
the
our
crowning
next
hour.
Yo,
Like
stretch
24
goal
hour.
in the next campaign. I like that idea. I like that. All right. You did you plug it in?
I
It's
know.
pre-charged.
Oh, it's
Come, it's ready to
pre-charged.
go.
Yeah,
I was trying to
it's
connect to my
nice.
internet right now. I can't ever remember what
It's pre-charged, but it's been sitting in the box for how long?
Correct. I don't know how they do it. It's magic.
That's Apple for you.
That's right.
Yep.
Ready to go. So I'm going to connect right now, export a video for you guys real quick. Check our page in about 10. Just kidding. Cool. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up our live show. Thank you guys for joining us. Hope it was pretty entertaining.
Yep.
You should definitely check out our actual podcast, though, so you can hear the interviews that we got in there. Check out all the sweet sound effects that Ryan gets to edit for us. Thank him for
Or I should stop recording.
his diligent efforts.
Sorry, Ryan.
As he edits the last 30 minutes of dead air. But yeah, I think that was it.
Well, I'll just
So,
be playing.
so be sure to join us for our next live things coming up soon. And as always, thanks so much for joining us here at Tantrum House today. We'll see you
Bye.
guys
See ya.
next time.
Happy gaming this week.
Join us Thursday night, Pendulum Live.